Hello, I am here a minute or so late. I'm not sure about this angle. So it also looks like I've got a filter on. Do I look weird? Let's try this. It's always a way, isn't it? Fiddling and farting around. Prefer that. I've got a little bit of mess so you can see up here. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why. Hey, Dusan. Nice to see you. I don't know why I look like there might be some sort of filter on the phone. I'm not sure what that's all about. I mean, I like it. it's blurring some imperfections, which is great. I do have the cat just here. There she is. Got to show you the cat. And I think we'll get that lamp. We'll get the lamp in. That's kind of pretty, isn't it? So, yeah, hello. Let's go over here. There's a weird shadow on my face now. Hey, good to see you. Dusan is wearing Scent of the Night Vijaja. Where have you gone? Hashish Hom. Okay, I don't know what that is. But yeah, from 1983. I never even heard of that one. Sorry, I'm just changing the angle again. Okay, we're going to be smelling today these, which arrived today. Em is wearing Acro Ink. How is that? How is that, Em? I think Acro for me are a little bit molecular. I could be wrong, or I suspect they are. I don't know if I've tried them actually, but I'm not sure. There's something about them that I get a feeling that they wouldn't be for me. I am wearing at the moment, it's over here. I just made a video on a few of these perfumes. I've got this light over here, it's really bright, it's bothering me. I might turn it off, but then it's going to be dark, obviously. I have tried today fragrances from this company here, Fleur de Piel. Hey, drawn by, good evening. Scent of the Day, Lalique Chypre Silver. So these arrived today as well, and I have made a video about 4 of them. And the one that I am wearing is called Placa, Placa. The opening on this perfume is out of this world, stunningly beautiful. It reminds me of Hera from Papillon. A really beautiful sort of citrus, white floral. If I don't know what the notes really are, but it felt like an amazing iris accord in there as well. So that was my fragrance today. I just wore a little bit and went out to play table tennis. And yeah, that's nice. I like that. And I will be doing a video on some of those perfumes. I filmed that earlier. And then, of course, today we are going to be talking about Juliet Rose, British independent perfumer. She's on Etsy, but she also has her own website. I ordered these on Etsy because there was a lot more choice on the Etsy store for samples. There's a lot of sample sets on the website, but the Etsy store, you can find all the samples separately. So that's what I did. So I accidentally ordered one that I have smelt before. I don't know how I managed it, because I went off to check. I actually went back and looked at an old video that I did and saw that, yes, I've already tried that one. And then for some reason I didn't take it out of my basket. So yeah, there's an extra one, but I'm going to smell it again anyway, because I've since given my samples away. So I've forgotten what it smells like. Hence, I couldn't even remember if I had tried it or not. So yeah, my testing strips today are really, really bad. I've raided the recycling. So it's torn up paperwork. That is my testing strips. I must get some proper ones, because yeah, these, I mean, it's taking the piss, isn't it? It's just taking the piss. So yeah, we're gonna get smelling. Let me know what you're wearing. If you are watching and you haven't said hello yet, please do. If you're too shy to say words, you can send an emoji. You can send an emoji that showcases how you're feeling today, or what kind of day you've had, or if not, your favorite food. I will take either. So yeah, nice to have you here anyway, whether you want to say hi or not. I do appreciate the fact that you're watching, and I do have 10 people watching, which is actually quite good for me for so early on in the video. So I do appreciate that you've come along. I do love doing live streams, and for some reason I just put myself off doing them, or I leave it too late in the day and I feel too tired, or I feel like I don't have the energy. But actually, how much energy do I need, really? I mean, I can sit here and like I could fall asleep like she is. Can you hear her? Weird little snores or breathing noises, weird little breathing noises. It doesn't take that much energy, and I know you don't expect me to put on a show, so I think it's all cool if we just keep it nice and relaxed. So yeah, do let me know if you have something you want to share with us. Joanna's here. Sorry, Joanna, I didn't see your message there. Putting Tinker to bed, then we'll see you after. Been wearing Ylang Ylang Nosy Beat. Beautiful. I love that one, as you know. Says, I only have a sample, but okay, it's okay. Not inky to me, more woody. I don't think it would be up your alley. No, no, I don't think it would be. Oh, Drawn Fire has a day off tomorrow. Yay! Me too. What day are we on? Thursday. Okay, I've just come off night, so I did my last night shift last night, which is why I'm confused about what day of the week it is. I forgot it's a bin day today. Bins need to be out by 7 a.m. Our binmen seem to come to our road first, so yeah, I forgot again. I always do it, and I don't know why it drives me crazy, but you have to put them out first thing. Otherwise, if you put them out the night before, the foxes would tear all the shit up, or foxes and cats maybe tear all the rubbish up, and it would be strewn everywhere, which is horrendous. So yeah, who cares? I know, who cares? So should we talk about these perfumes? I have tried quite a few from Juliet Rose. I own 2 bottles. I dreamed of a rose and black rose musk. So I seem to really enjoy what she does with rose in particular, bearing in mind that actually I don't really naturally gravitate towards rose fragrances. I enjoy rose fragrances, but not any of the sharper, fresher ones. I tend to like my rose quite rich, whether it's sort of dark and incensey or even a touch on the gourmand side. That's how I tend to like my rose, and it's not something that I'm just naturally sort of looking for. I have Stella now. I have Stella McCartney, the original Stella in the old first edition bottle, and that is beautiful. I used to love that so much, and it's good to have that. But I don't tend to rock rose that much. But yeah, the way that Juliet deals with rose is my cup of tea. So she sent me a free one, which is called Oberon. So I think we'll start with that. I saw quite a few gothic-y, Halloween maybe inspired fragrances on her Etsy shop, and I wonder if this is one of those. Oberon. I mean, it sounds like an enemy from Doctor Who, but I'm sure one of you will know what Oberon is. My eyes aren't good enough to work out what the picture. I can see a crown. Looks like a crown on a blue, not face, but I don't know, crown on something. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to spray the ripped up recycling. And I do have a bit of paper over there that has, I believe, got notes on it. So so Oberon is on the paper. Pop that on the floor. We'll pick up the paper. I don't know if it actually, I don't know if this has got the, it's got like a couple of words about the smells. That's not okay. Right, Oberon. I smell in the air kind of like 90s ozonic aquatic style fragrance. I actually think my fella wears Issey Miyake and another one that's a little bit aquatic, and he's worn cool water in the past, I think. So I do think he likes a bit of aquatic, and I actually think this is for an aquatic. So first of all, caveat, I'm not the biggest aquatic fan. I'm totally fine with them on other people. I think they smell fresh and nice, but I don't particularly feel like wearing them myself. I can't explain why. This is really sexy masculine fragrance. I smell some sort of woods, some sort of shaving foam. So I wonder if this is a fougere, like maybe lavender, but not specifically lavender, just the smell of shaving foam, a bit like a Rive Gauche kind of fragrance, but aquatic at the same time. Really sexy man fragrance, like sexy man designer fragrance, but not like the typical shite that's coming out these days, you know, going back to the 90s. Drawn by says I like Dula Exquise for a bit of nice rose. I think the patchouli was just a bit too much in that for me, but I enjoyed it for sure. And Dearlit, hope I'm reading that well without my glasses. Dearlit, so lucky to catch you live. Nice to have you here. If you are watching, do say hi, do send an emoji, even if you're too shy to say hi. I really like this for me it's a classic masculine fragrance, the sort of thing that my dad might have worn when I was younger. Not Dracar Noir, not like really dark and spicy, but more, yeah, a Rive Gauche meets, not cool water exactly, but just Rive Gauche eau fraiche, you know, Rive Gauche with an aquatic feel. I don't know if it's Rive Gauche, but classic sexy older gentleman. I don't know if we've got, because it was a free gift, I don't know if it's on. No, I don't have any notes at all. Oh, it's got, I do think it has a little bit of a spice to it, but I like spice, like a finely milled pepper, you know. It's really sexy in a dad kind of way. I really like this. I totally want my fella to wear this, and I think he will actually like it as well, because it's just classic. It's a very classic, nice men's fragrance. It's fresh enough, but it's got a little bit of depth. It smells like you know, you've just shaved and your skin still smells of that shaving foam. And you're out the shower, you just got out the shower, and you used a blue like Radox shower gel, and then there's just like a hint of spice, like maybe you just dabbed on a spicy, you know, old-fashioned man's splash on cologne, but it's not overpowering or heavy. Super sexy man's fragrance, so it's kind of getting me excited. So I didn't know what to expect. I thought it might be something more gothic-y, like dark leather, I don't know, something more Halloween-y. But it's a very nice fragrance. So yeah, Oberon, let's pop that down there. Barbershop, yeah, Juan. Yeah, I would say a barbershop kind of fragrance. Has anyone tried Keiko Macheri's Lucum, says Cicely. Hi, Cicely. I have tried that many moons ago. Very lovely lady, Tammy, sent me a sample of it over from the States. And it's, yeah, I mean, it smells like Turkish delight, which I think Lucum is. But it kind of got a bit sickly for me, and I don't know, something about it in the dry down I didn't enjoy. That was obviously my personal taste. It was a long time ago. Cicely's going back and forth on whether to buy Le Doulouette Squeeze. It's really good. Lily is here. Hey Lily, good to see you. And John is here as well. Hey John. Okay, lovely, lovely crowd. It's been a while since I've spoken to some of you. It's really nice to see Cecily and Lily, and of course all of you. I must stop going. That's really annoying. So let's just smell another one then. So first one, although it wasn't something I personally would wear myself, I found a very, very sexy, really good start in, yeah, really good start. So, sorry, noises. Let's take these ones. There's 2 more in here, but we'll take these 4 here. And there's one here. I'll tell you what, we'll try the one that I've tried before, and I can't remember. So Rose Velvet. I bought the sample set of the rose perfumes, so it was quite a few roses, and that's when I ended up buying I Dreamed of a Rose and then Black Rose Musk. So I did also try this one at the time, and obviously I didn't love it because I didn't buy it, but I don't remember, anything about it. Hello Christy, she said hello friends, I hear Kitty snoring. Yeah, she is. So Rose Velvet then, don't recall what it was like. So we'll just spray it. Oh, it's yellow. Yellow. I don't know if it will look yellow, but it is. Yeah, but it is yellow. Drawn by says drink of the night, making a hot chocolate. Well, I've had a really nice coffee. I put pouring cream in my coffee. My coffees are an absolute indulgence, and I love them. And now I've got tonic, slimline tonic. So cheers all, and let me know what you are drinking if you've got a drink. Okay, Rose Velvet. I smell it in the air. It does remind me of the roses. It reminds me of I'm Dreaming of a Rose. It's actually sort of similar, but maybe a bit soapier. And kind of a bit darker, maybe like a bit like a pot puree type rose smell to it. Also some fruitiness. A little bit tart. The fruitiness is more berries, but I also feel this tartness, just a little bit of tartness. Like maybe like a sour raspberry, like not ripe raspberry, but one that's not quite ripe, so it'd be a bit more sour, so fresher. Yeah, it's getting sort of freshish. I definitely feel things in here that are also in the 2 roses I already have. Like, it feels related. They could be sisters or flankers, I suppose we would say. This is actually really nice, but it is similar enough at the moment to the 2 other roses I've got from Juliet that I wouldn't feel the need. However, if I didn't have those 2, if I didn't know they existed, I would be considering this as a rose perfume. It's my kind of rose. It does have that depth to it. It's also got this kind of like savoury, musk-like feel, almost like grainy wood shavings. You know the texture of wood shavings, but imagine that kind of in a musky way, musky, savoury way. But then this like this sort of voluptuous, rich, fruity rose. Yeah, that's actually really nice. Valentina is in the house. And apparently Lily's throwing stones at birds, but I think I must have missed a comment along the way. Yeah, that reminds me a little bit of Black Rose Musk as well. So definitely feel like Juliet's roses are related, or certainly those 3. And I do really like that. That is really nice. So Aconite, like, and these are good sizes. These are really nice, decent sizes because they're very potent. This is the kind of thing I would like to just, when I take perfumes abroad, I tend to take samples and stuff and not worry too much about taking my favourites and having to decant stuff. I would rather take travel sizes and samples that I've got because that encourages me to use them up. And I can see me putting this in when I travel and definitely enjoying it. So that was Rose Velvet. Indicensialia, that's Indecence, I think. You've changed your name. Am I correct? And Joanna now fancies a hot chocolate. M's got water. Tenshi says, lately I've been craving a coffee perfume, but I'm not sure which one has those notes. Off the top of my head, you've got Intense Cafe, which is a coffee roast vanilla, quite rich, quite a linear scent. Very nice though if you like rose coffee, quite sweet. There's a lot of coffee fragrances out there. Okay, right, I think we're chatting amongst ourselves, so if I've missed anything, just type it again. Right then, this one I bought because I want to see if it will be nice for my fella again. So this one is, I'm expecting sort of a masculine-ish fragrance. It's called I Love a Man in Uniform. So it's kind of a fun name, although if I did get my fella to wear this, would he be happy telling people what fragrance he's wearing? Because they'll say, oh, you smell nice, what is it? And he'll go, I love a man in uniform. Not that he talks like that. He talks, he's better spoken than I am, slightly. I love a man in uniform. I don't know what the notes are. If anyone fancies looking up the notes, no pressure. It would be really useful. Oh, okay. Definitely get a masculine feel. Lime, I think it's lime. Sort of, yes, fresh and clean, limey. Maybe even a touch of peppermint. I felt like I got peppermint straight away. Now I'm not sure. It's actually nice. It's clean. It's not as typically fragrancy. Like the Oberon one really felt like a man's designer 90s classic shaving foam style scent. This one, not as clearly defined as a man's fragrance. Definitely get lime, a clean sort of like almost ozonic, like cold air smell. Scent of cold air, you know. Inhale inside a freezer. So it's very refreshing. I think there might be some other citruses as well, like maybe some orange or bergamot, but I get lime the most. I like lime. It's so funny because I just got a new shower gel, the lime one from Original Source. And it's so zesty and limey, and it had me thinking, because I don't really have any fragrances with an obvious lime note. I used to have a sample of Tom Ford's Azure Lime, but that was a bit masculine for me. But this lime shower gel is so good, so awakening. And I was thinking I'd really quite like a lime fragrance. And I was thinking, would lime and violet work? I think it might, you know, lime and violet. I don't know what else I'd put in it. Obviously, I'm inventing my own fragrance here. But yeah, this is limey. I do think some people will find it cleaning fluid-esque. There's something, it's that kind of sort of detergent citrus. But I quite like it anyway. And on skin, of course, it might be slightly different. It feels like a musky lime fragrance, clean, with this like instant cold breath of fresh air in there. So yeah, I think that's kind of a sexy man's fragrance, in my opinion. So I will be getting Mr. Pete the Geek to wear that one as well. Maybe I'll try that. I'll probably try that on my skin as well and see how it goes. Sorry, just checking. Lily says, if you say there's a note in there that hasn't been listed or may not be in there at all, I rather choose to believe you than what they officially put out, Claire. Oh, thank you. Although I can be very wrong sometimes. Drawn by says, my most lime upfront fragrance is Cafe Men 2 by Coffin Lux. That's a funny name. It's like a funeral directors for the well-off. Okay, we are going to do the last two. Well, they're not the last two. I've got more over here as well. Two more. But these next two are ones I was quite excited to try. John says he does enjoy a bit of lime as well. So we are going to go with one that is almost certainly a gourmand, and it's called Mochi. Mochi. I only tried one of these desserts very recently, sort of 2 weeks ago-ish. And despite its plain looks, it's quite delicious. The texture, like, I don't know, bouncy clouds or something. Some sort of fruity set mousse. It's not exactly mousse because it's like solid. I don't know what it is. I think it's lactonic as well. I think it's like you've got fruit but some sort of cream, and then it's probably got some gelatin or something to set it. Blancmange-ish. Valentina says, I love mochi, the best thing I've ever tried. It's made of rice. Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't know that. So let's spray some. I haven't breathed in yet. I'm really interested to try this one. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's kind of what I remember the dessert to be. Em says it's interesting to watch how it's made. Mochi. Okay, I will have a look. See if I can see something on YouTube. Mochi is the cover to the filling. It's made out of glutinous sweet rice pounded into a paste. Wow. Yeah, I would say this smells. I do think it smells lactonic. Creamy, fruity, fresh. It's a summer gourmand. So I don't know what the fruit note is. It's something peach. I think it's like a peach or an apricot. It's something like that. Or mango. Could be mango. And then you have this creaminess. It's mixed in. So it's fruity but creamy. Incence love says, yes, my daughter loves mochi. Mochi? It's delicate, and I think when you think about it, it's made of rice, it makes sense. It feels like a little bit like smelling steamed rice, but it's sweetened with mango. Imagine steamed rice with like syrupy mango, and then you put in sort of pour in some pouring cream, and then just cook it all together at once. I'm getting hungry. Do you know what I like about this is it's delicate. It's the delicacy of it. So many gourmands are so sort of heavy, you know, they're just all the fat, all the sugar, and I find them hard to wear. Like, I love to smell gourmands, and I like smelling them on other people. I'm happy to have candles that are really gourmand. I've got a sweet tooth. I love everything sweet, but wearing a really sweet perfume can be challenging for me. It just weighs me down. And this, I could absolutely wear this. I'm certain that this would not bother me because it's not like really heavy. It's not like full of vanilla and sugar. It's definitely got some of those elements. Pistachio mochi with pistachio sauce, says Joanna. That sounds amazing. I feel like I need to go down a mochi rabbit hole. And Maddie is here. Hey Maddie, good to see you. This is really, really nice. It's very light. It's got, I wonder if there's some aldehydes in here. Not the Chanel Heavy Fizzy, you know, Chanel No. 5 aldehydes, but Juliet sometimes uses, I don't know for a fact that they're aldehydes, but a few of her perfumes have a sort of like a almost soapy / body lotion like effect that I think comes from a different type of aldehyde, and I feel like that might be in here. It's also in her one called Snugglebug, but only in a really small dose in here. But I do get it. It's a little bit like smelling a fridge, a cold fridge. So it's a bit of a cold air thing again, but slightly different to my previous mentions of cold air. Yeah, this is going in that sort of direction. Like for me, it's like fizzy, not fizzy, creamy aldehyde type direction. Creamy, soapy, clean, but still maintaining a little bit of that sweetness and very, very delicate. That's really, really nice. I do really recommend everyone to try this one. This is good. Mochi. Better than I expected. I was expecting full-on gourmand, and I love that it's balanced and it's got the freshness of whatever it is. It's almost like snow. Really nice one, that. Maddie says, I loved Mochi when I tried it too, and my 2-year-old did as well. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. So the next one, the Great Washed. What a great name, the Great Washed. Oh, you smell good. What is it? The Great Washed. Love it. So I don't know what to expect. I know that it's going to be soapy and clean, but I mean, with Juliet's perfumes, I feel like I don't always get what I expect. So let's just see. And Lizzie is here. LB, hello, good to see you. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. I mean, it almost literally smells like cleaning products, but in a good way. It smells like freshly washed clothes, big fluffy white towels, and you've overdosed on the fabric softener. It's really nice if you want to smell like washed clothes. And I kind of felt I felt like that was what I was expecting. Like laundry musk, probably citruses and florals. Probably citruses and florals just blending in with laundry musk. So it's a bit powdery, but it is also soapy. Really, really clean, like squeaky clean fragrance, as you might expect. And Cicely says, my fave is strawberry cream mochi. I need to try them all. I don't know if I would want to wear this. I will give it a go. I will actually wear it. It might be too squeaky clean, but it is on paper, and I do think there's probably quite a lot of musks in here. I could be wrong, but to get a laundry musk effect. And musk really needs to be on skin where it will sort of blend into your skin. It feels a touch clinically clean, not metallic, but almost metallic. So I'm going to put this on my skin because I'm curious how it will go. So we have nothing up here, so let's do that. Ooh, lots. They do, I said this earlier, they do come out quite oily. I feel like they must be really highly concentrated, because sometimes they just leave, you know, a fair amount of oil that you do need to kind of like gently rub in, which everyone sort of says, oh, don't ever rub fragrances, you'll break the molecules. Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, it's, I don't know if you can see how oily my arm is, so we're just gonna sort of like lightly, that's all I do, is just lightly rub it in. We let that sit for a little bit. But this is the sort of thing, if you just get out of bed, you don't need to shower straight away, you're going to hang around the house, you just want something a little bit clean and uplifting. You know, you've not got around to having that shower, so you just want to feel clean. The sort of thing that I would choose for that. Yeah, I quite like it. I wonder if that's lavender in there, is it? And also, I smelt something that reminded me of Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense. It has come out on my skin different to how it was on paper. More perfumey on skin, more like you are wearing a scent. And it feels very neutral. It's not a particularly masculine or feminine scent. Like if you had said to me, gun to my head, is this masculine or feminine? I would struggle to answer that. I might say it's feminine just because it's kind of clean. But yeah, I feel like there's a bit of grapefruit or something in there. There's something just a bit zesty, but it's not obvious. It's like you have to really go sniffing to figure out what the hell am I smelling? I mean, the brain just goes to like clean clothes, laundry. But if you actually think about laundry, what does that really smell like? Clean laundry, what does that really smell like? Of course it smells like whatever you've used to wash it. But then what's that? It's like usually there's going to be some citrus, there might be something aquatic, there might be some florals, something sweet, but always that kind of like soapy clean thing. Yeah. It's not that sweet. So I think if you like sweet things, this isn't going to work for you, because I feel like this, even though it feels like there's probably some citrus, maybe some florals, lots of powdery stuff, lots of soapy stuff, nothing feels that sweet. There's no, like, it doesn't feel like there's added vanilla, nothing sugary, caramelly, or anything like that. Is a slightly bitter tartness to the whole thing that is a bit like if you took a white grapefruit but removed the sweeter aspect of it and kept the more bitter tart side of it. Cicely says Mochi perfume sounds lovely. Any perceivable aroma chemicals in it? So far, none of these have any of the. I can't speak because obviously everyone is sensitive to different things. I can't speak for. I mean, there will be aroma chemicals, of course, in everything. I really enjoy all the synthetic musks. I love them. And I suspect there's quite a lot of those in a lot of these perfumes. I don't mind very minor doses of things like ambroxan. I'm okay with a little bit of cashmeran. What I hate is amber max, amber extreme, all the amber, all the big woody, dry, scratchy, ambery things. I get none of that whatsoever in any of these. What else? Isoe Super isn't, if it might be in them, but I'm not picking it out. I like Isoe Super. I think it smells good, but I don't want my fragrances to smell of it. But I know that it's really handy in formulas to help smooth everything out, fill in the gaps, a great fixative. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a tiny bit of Isoe or similar in some of these, or maybe even most of them, but I don't find it. My nose doesn't find it. And usually if someone puts in a fair bit of it, even if it's not obvious at the opening, oftentimes the dry down becomes very heavy with it, and I don't get that at all. So I think if you're sensitive to the same kind of stuff that I am, I think these are quite safe for you. There was one that I felt like had quite a lot of cologne. I could be wrong, but it was one of the rose ones, and it kind of had this like salty watermelon thing, which I felt like was cologne. I didn't particularly enjoy that, but yeah, so far I think the black rose musk that I've got might have some more ambroxan like stuff in it, but I feel it's kept low dose enough for it not to bother me. Yeah, the Great Washed is fun. I think I'm getting some, it's bizarre. I am getting something that's in Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum. I don't know if there's iris in here, and if that's what it is I'm getting. This is really nice. I actually think this would be, I'd like this on a man, and it is making me think, if you like the Dior Homme line in general, it's kind of going in that direction, but not as intense. It's keeping that laundry-esque, fresh, powdery soapiness. It's like Dior Homme soap. So you know you can buy matching soaps for a lot of fragrances. I don't know if Dior Homme has a soap. If it did, it could smell like this, like you've washed yourself in that soap. So I guess I would say this is more masculine than it is feminine. This is like, the more I'm smelling it, the better it's getting, and the more it's reminding me of Dior Homme, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. It's one of the best fragrances, one of the best men's designer fragrances out there for, that's been created in a long, long time. And I feel like I'm getting aspects of that. It's almost like, I think there's like a little bit of that pepperiness that you get from Dior Homme, and I do think there's probably iris and some woods. I feel like there's definitely quite a few things in common, but this still has that soapy, powdery, clean thing going on. This is really good. I like it much better on skin than I did when I first sprayed it on paper. It did literally remind me of cleaning products. Like, in my head, I was in my bathroom spraying my flash with Febreze. That's where it took me. So I guess if you like the smell of Febreze, then it's in that direction. I think Febreze is like universally loved. I personally love it. Yeah, I like this a lot. Another one I quite want to get my boyfriend to wear, but I would definitely wear this myself as well. So the Great Washed massively has exceeded expectations. So let's move on to the last two. Has anyone, I know Maddie said she's tried, I know Maddie's tried some of these. Maddie, what's your favourite from the brand? And has anyone else tried any of these? Or are you curious? Have I piqued your interest? I just think they're underrated. No one really knows about them. Well, it's one of those, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, I just think so much hype on YouTube for the latest thing. It was Bianco Latte for so long, and I smelt that. Lizzie sent me a sample, and I agree, and I've heard what Lizzie has to say about it as well, and I totally agree with what Lizzie said. in that it's kind of like just a very nice but quite synthetic musky vanilla, really. And yeah, everyone's hyping it, and you know, everyone's sort of, a lot of people are buying it without even smelling it, and it's not cheap. And then you have a little brand like this and no one really knows about them. You could get probably a few bottles of these perfumes for the same price as Bianco Latte. You get to sample them, you get really generous samples for like 3-4 quid. It's a no-brainer to me. And you get to support a small independent, like literally a one-man band or one-woman band. I believe that's the situation. So for me, yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's always, things like this are always worth a go. Okay. Yeah, I missed quite a few comments here. Sorry about that. Oh, you think you're just talking amongst yourselves there, so I'm forgiven, hopefully. Tenchi says, I feel silly buying all these designer brand perfumes with generic scents when the niche brands are much more my preference scent-wise. I just got the chocolate from them today and I'm obsessed. I think did you comment on one of my videos about the chocolate being really strong, or was that someone else? I thought about getting a sample, but I tend not to want to smell like chocolate. I mean, the one that I'm going to spray now is called Cocoa Orchid, but I didn't think I would want just like a chocolate-centric scent, so I decided not to. But out of curiosity, I wish I had ordered a sample of it now, just for curiosity's sake. Cicely says, Isoe Super is my nemesis, I think, at least in big doses. Maddie says, my older daughter had a sample of patchouli. It's the only perfume she's ever shown any interest in, and she loves it, so that one is special to me. But I think Mochi is my favourite so far. Incence says, I hate Isoe. Tenchi says, it's really strong, not for the light-hearted, but I love rich chocolate scents. Okay, so yeah, and it was a conversation on one of my, on that video about Juliet Rose Perfumes, where chocolate got mentioned, and that's the reason why I ended up getting the Cocoa Orchid scent, because I felt like the chocolate's going to just be like full on too much chocolate, whereas this blended with hopefully a floral scent might be more up my street. But when I got the sample, it looked so familiar. I was sure that I've had this sample before, but I can't find any reference to it in my sampling video or on Instagram. So I don't think I have tried this one before. But it just, like, when I saw the sample, the packaging, you know, the way that it looks so familiar. I felt like I must have had this before, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't. I can't find any evidence, so I can't have done. Oh, I definitely smell chocolate. Oh, this smells like, we just mentioned Intense Cafe, didn't we? A bit like Intense Cafe, because that always smelled chocolatey to me as well. Yeah, this is a subtle chocolatey scent. I'm pretty sure it's rose. Could be wrong, but it's like a lighter version of Intense Cafe. Intense Cafe is very, very heavy, very rich, very sweet, and that's probably why I don't really wear it. I have got a travel size, but yeah, I never wear it. I used to. I've worn it a lot over the years. I did have a bigger bottle as well. This is also fruity. It's not like, it's in the same vein as Intense Cafe, but it's not that much like it, actually. I believe I'm smelling rose and some fruits, maybe pink fruits, like berries. And of course, light chocolate. But also some of those aldehydes I mentioned before, the clean, fresh air type aldehydes, not fizzy, sharp Chanel, but more the soapy kind. This is really, really nice. It is a perfume, but it also is a gourmand. So it's Tita's gourmand. Definitely get those aldehydes that are in, probably, are they in here? Yeah, I think they're in the Great Washed. And there's one called Carabosse, which is like a gothic rose fragrance. But it also has this sort of soapy aldehydic feel. Beautifully balanced between the sweetness and this sort of fresh, snowy air. And sort of almost soapiness. I like this a lot. Really nice. Is this my last one? No, there's one more. I'm deciding whether to put this on my skin. But there's one more. So I'm going to wait. I like this. It's not the most groundbreaking, weird fragrance. It's a theme that's been done a lot. You know, it's slightly gourmand. Probably, it's floral. I think it's, I smell rose. It says it's cocoa orchid. I have not really smelt any orchids. I did have an orchid. I killed an orchid. The orchid didn't smell. Apparently orchids range from some that smell nice, some that smell of nothing, and some that smell of rotting corpses. So I can attest to the fact that the orchid that is in here is not the rotting corpse variety. And yeah, if anything, it's more like yeah, it smells more like a rose, but that fresh sort of aldehyde thing is almost lily-like. It's almost like a green lily in here as well, like just making it really kind of fresh, but it's definitely got some sweetness. I'd say there's a touch of vanilla, which I guess would make up a chocolate note is going to have vanilla in it. And yeah, but this is not heavy on the chocolate at all. It's a subtle chocolate, which is how I like anything, you know, any gourmand style fragrances. I don't want them to be like really heavy with the sweet stuff. I need them balanced. This is beautifully balanced. It might not be sweet enough for the purest gourmand lovers because of that fresh floral that's almost green. It's a combination of snowy mountain air, but with like a green lily just poking through the snow, and somehow it's alive. But then there's a couple of chocolate buttons in your hand, and they've melted in your hand because you've gripped them really hard. So you waft the chocolatey smell, the snowy mountain air with the green fresh lily. And also your clothes have just been freshly washed, and you can smell that sort of laundry musk soapiness as well. That is cocoa orchid. And I really recommend it. And rose. Yeah, we've also got a rose in there as well. So not just a lily poking through, but a rose as well. I like that. I'd say that's quite a clean scent. So even though it's got the sweetness, got a little bit of sweetness, it's definitely, I'd say it's more of a clean, sort of almost soapy, musky scent as well. Not exactly what I expected. Better than expected. It's in the same ballpark as a Snugglebug one that I tried before, but maybe that was more sweet in the opening, and then the soapiness really kind of like took over. I like that. That's really good. So that was Cocoa Orchid. Totally recommend anyone that likes a nicely balanced flormand type fragrance. Got one more left now. One more and then I'm going to bugger off. I was going to do about an hour and we are nearly on the hour. John says orchids are very pretty though, aren't they? They're so gorgeous. Tenchi says orchids usually smell like nothing. Okay, Star Child is the final one. So, all I know about this is it's a jasmine scent. There were notes that definitely got my attention. I can't remember what they were. So, all I know is jasmine. And let's go. Star Child. There we go. That is the sample. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. This smells like jasmine and daffodils together. And today I was only thinking about daffodils today, you know. Don't know why. I think I caught a whiff of something that made me think of daffodils. And then I went off in my head about daffodils because I really love the smell of real daffodils out in nature. Not out in nature. You know when the council put a load of daffs in, and you know where you go walking or whatever. And I used to live near somewhere that every time I went walking in the spring and all the daffodils were up, some of the daffodils had really beautiful scent. Like there were different varieties clearly because some of them didn't really have much smell. But if you walked along, you'd just catch in the air this stunning scent of daffodils. And I feel like I'm getting that from this. I definitely did get jasmine as well. And I do get jasmine as well. Quite a rich jasmine. But I feel like there's daffodils, which would be narcissus, I suppose. Although if you smell narcissus absolute, that stuff is funky. It's not the smell of daffodils. It's quite green as well. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some narcissus in here though, but because I think from my understanding is if you use narcissus in very, very small doses, it's beautiful. And it does also bring like a fresh greenness to things, and I feel like I'm getting that here. This is really nice. It's proper floral. Like this is the most floral thing that I've smelt tonight. Jimbo is in the house. He says greetings. Greetings to you, Jimbo. Nice to see you. Dusan says I can stand ISOE, but I hate ambroxan. I think anything overdosed for me is a big no. I just don't want to smell those molecular smells. They're not creative to me. Jimbo's just got off work. And he's off tomorrow, yay! John says, yes, daffodils in spring are almost like an invasion now. They are literally everywhere. Very pretty though. Shavavon, you never let us down. Have you seen Sebastian's new video entitled, If I Could Only Take 2,000 of my 5,500 fragrances to a desert island? I did start watching that one, Shavavon, but it went on a little bit too long for me. Yeah, this is really nice. Star Child. So I feel like there's a touch of fruitiness in here. I don't know what though. Something like passion fruit. Could even be like passion fruit, passion flower. And a touch of soapiness again, just a teeny hint though, not anywhere near as much as the Great Washed. Yeah, like another sort of musky / soapy / aldehydic accord, but very, very understated. This is about the florals, but there is a fruity aspect. This is so nice. Definitely clean. No weird sort of. No weird animalic edges to it. I don't feel like it's indolic. but it could be described as a little bit heady. Oh, this is nice. I'm going to put this on my skin. I love a musky floral. I do. I fucking love a musky floral. Let me know if you agree. And this is so good. Star Child. Going up here. I feel like Star Child is maybe more interesting than the Coca Orchid. Coca Orchid, I do think, is beautifully done. But this Star Child, just for me, is maybe, it's more my wheelhouse anyway, because it's a musky floral. But also it feels a little less like, it's not something that's overdone, you know. There's so many sort of gourmandy type perfumes out there. This reminds me of one of the Teone Reinthal perfumes. One that I had early in my Teone journey. Let me think. Like, not East. It feels like a frangipani, a real natural frangipani perfume. It feels really exotic, a little bit spicy, some citric elements, but it's not, you know, an obviously citrus fragrance. It's definitely really floral. On my skin, I'm getting a more exotic feeling than I got on paper. On paper, it did feel more on the musky, sort of laundry musk-esque side of things, with that lovely floral on top. On my skin, it smells very natural. If you told me this was all natural at this point, I would believe you. I do feel like there's something, not banana, but something almost banana-like. But it's spicy, exotic florals. To me, I'm picturing it. You know what a tiger lily looks like? I'm picturing a flower like that. Not the smell of a tiger lily specifically, but just picture a really exotic flower that maybe you've never seen in real life before because it's so exotic. That's what I'm getting from this, really exotic. Little, as I say, sort of like a citrus edge, but also spicy, but not a specific spice, just generally spicy kind of feel to it. Like the actual flower smells spicy. Yeah, it is still reminds me of one of the Teone Reinthal fragrances that I don't know which one it is. It's not Blue Lotus. Honey Amber, maybe a little bit like Honey Amber. That sort of frangipani spiciness. Could be Honey Amber I'm thinking of. I'm really surprised how good this is. Star Child. How natural it smells. Out of all of them, this really smells like there's proper, expensive, natural floral extracts in here. Like I said at the beginning, it made me think of daffodils, which I love. I really love the smell of daffodils. It's such a pretty scent. And now it's more on the more exotic side of florals. Really spicy and kind of sexy and blousy, and the kind of fragrance you wear to a party. It's a night out fragrance, but you could wear it. I'd say you could wear it lightly during the day, and it'd just be really pretty, because it definitely has that sort of clean, fluffy muskiness underneath, which I don't think I'm really getting on the skin. It was on the paper, so it might come out later on the skin. At the moment, the spicy floral is really strong on my skin, and therefore not allowing anything more subtle to come through. I don't know if there's it could be like a spicy sandalwood in here. It's quite full bodied, it's quite rich, but not in a, you know, the way a gourmand would be rich, with thick with vanilla or caramel or anything like that. It's rich with this spicy floral thing, and probably whatever the base notes are, whether there's resins, spices, I don't know. Thank you, Jim. Star jasmine, jasmine, tuberose, grapefruit, bergamot, spearmint, patchouli, sandalwood, birch, and musk. That all makes sense. I think it's the tuberose that's giving me frangipani. I'm thinking frangipani. So it's not a typical tuberose. Maybe it's the way tuberose is blending with jasmine. But it is making me think of really exotic flowers, which I know tuberose is, isn't it? But yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. Christy says musky florals can go into so many different directions. It makes them very interesting to try. Yes, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Massive thumbs up for, I'd say it's called Star Child. This is a star of this particular sample selection. Star sample, Star Child. This is really extraordinary quality. Amazing. Bold. Kind of bold, but not in a chunky, obnoxious way. Just bold in the boldness of those florals. Gorgeous scent. I can't get over how good that is. So if you're like me and you like really nice quality floral fragrances, do check that one out. Star Child. I'd say that is the star of the show. But we will just revisit. Coca Orchid has gone very clean, unless that's the Great Washed. So here I am in a mess. I don't know what's what. I think that's the Great Wash. So on my skin now, the Great Wash smells a little bit like cool water for men. And I like it. I'm here for it. I can really see my other half wearing this. I think he'd like it. He might find it a bit weird to start with. It's basically like a really airy, almost pepperminty cool water. And it's sexy. I mean, cool water for me epitomised chasing boys back when I was, I don't know, 15, 16. Everyone was wearing either cool water or Fahrenheit, maybe Issey Miyake. And I mean, it was one of the first things, us girls when we were chatting, if we liked a boy, one of the first things we would say about him was, and he wears cool water. And it was that big a deal. We all loved it. We all found it so sexy. And this does smell like a variation of cool water, like cool water eau fresh. Yeah, it's like a slightly soapier, cleaner, more transparent cool water. And I really like that. So for me, I wouldn't necessarily wear it myself because it reminds me of cool water now. I'll feel a bit like it's maybe a bit masculine for me, or just maybe not sweet enough for me would be correct. Because I don't give a shit whether something smells masculine or feminine to anyone, but to myself, I do need a touch of sweetness in my fragrances to make me sort of enjoy them. And it's not that there's no sweetness, but it isn't sweet in a typical sweet way. Like, I don't smell vanilla or sugar or anything like that. It's quite, it's fresh, and I suppose it sort of is an aquatic, so yeah. But it's definitely sexy. I think men need to wear, I don't think men are as likely to try these as women are, just because the packaging is so pretty, and that draws women in, and maybe men will feel like, oh, that's not going to be very masculine because it's not in the most masculine looking packaging. But trust me, there are 3 very, very sexy men's fragrances in these samples here. I can't wait for my other half to try them. So Oberon, let's find Oberon. Oberon is the one that smelt shaving foamy. It's really changed. Now I get spice. What is that spice? It's a musky. It's still sexy man fragrance, but it's not so classic shaving foam like it was at the beginning. I don't know if it's cinnamon, something like cinnamon or clove. Still got like masculine designer vibes, but it's a bit sweeter and very, very musky. So Oberon, that's really done quite a change on the paper, but I still really like it. Could be giving me a little bit of Creed spice and wood, not that much, but a little bit of that. Or no, it's not spice and wood. Viking. I think it's giving me something. It's giving me something Creed Viking, I think. But anyhow, it's got like a mentholated feel. So sort of a bit pepperminty, but then also spicy, like clove, cinnamon. Then musky with really light, clean woods. Oberon, really, really sexy. And then the other one that was, oh, hang on. Right, okay, I think I'm getting this. No, the one that I just described that smells like spices is I Love a Man in Uniform. So that's the one that's got like this, it's got a hot peppery spice to it, but it is definitely sexy. So therefore, when I said it's really changed, maybe it hasn't changed that much because I was smelling the wrong thing. But I Love a Man in Uniform is sexy, sort of slightly sweet, spicy, musky, mentholated. And then Oberon, that makes more sense now. This is more woody, masculine, almost a touch of a tomato plant. So, you know, when you go in a greenhouse that's got tomato plants, just a little bit like that. Probably vetiver, maybe something a little bit earthy. Yeah, this has gone a little bit earthy, a touch green. And yeah, it is making me think of tomato plants. It's nice. I think I liked it more in the opening when it was that shaving foam thing. But it's still a really nice, it's a little bit fresh, woody, clean, slightly green. It might even be some galbanum in here. So yeah, it's a sexy man's fragrance. And yeah, the great unwashed. Which one is it? Is it the great washed or the great unwashed? We need to know. The great washed. Now I've smelled it without thinking of cool water. I don't think it's that much like cool water anymore. But I do think if you like cool water, you're going to like this. Very transparent, very airy, clean. Anyone can wear it. I do think it probably is an aquatic, and it does lean in the cool water direction. Could even be the smell of a bubble bath. Now, what's that Maison Martin Margiela they had that bubble bath fragrance, and I tried it, and that was very aroma chemical-ish. I didn't really feel like I was smelling a bubble bath at all. I felt like I was smelling aroma chemicals. And this, if you called this bubble bath, yeah, matey bubble bath. You know the old, did everyone have those matey bubble baths? And I think they were blue, but then they brought out some pink ones. Yeah, matey bubble bath. It's good. It's really good. The great washed. And I keep getting different things from it. So as I move away and I'm allowing my breath to move through its process, that's when I catch something that makes me think of Dior Homme Intense. Like, it's not like I smell it and think it smells like Dior Homme Intense. I smell it and I'm thinking bubble bath, clean, fresh, musky. And then as I'm breathing, there's something that catches that feels a bit like Dior Homme Intense. So really, really good. I'd massively recommend it to anyone that likes aquatic scents, clean scents, very neutral kind of scents. Really, really good. And let's try Mochi again. Oh, it's really milky. It's almost like a strawberry milkshake now. It's still got the delicate nature of almost like rose water. So yeah, imagine rose water. A rose water watered down strawberry milkshake. So take your strawberry milkshake and then water it down with rose water. And a side of steamed rice. Just got the steam of the rice picking up the strawberry milkshake rose water delicacy. And yeah, something like a mango, peach, some sort of orange peachy coloured fruit, but delicate. Yeah, if you think of Moonlight in Heaven from Killian, I would say it's in that ballpark, but this is sweeter, less tart than that. And the creaminess, the rice, the milkiness is kind of a little bit sweet. Not mega sweet, but a little bit sweet. It's an absolute delicacy. It's beautiful, and it's making me want to eat all the moochies or mochis or whatever. John remembers the bubble baths. Oh, Jackie is here. Oh, we've got I missed a few messages. Okay, right, so hello to Jackie. Sorry, I'm missing quite a few messages here. I think, right, here we go. Right, we're back. Joanna says, Cool Water Woman was my first proper perfume when I was about 13. Yeah, I remember my friend had it. Lizzie says, back again, cat was being sick. Sorry to share. Okay, we've got the notes of Oberon. Thank you, Jim. Cowslip, violet, camphor, lavender, myrtle heart, suede, petrichor, peat. This is all making sense. Hay, green stems, birch bark, cypress, oak moss, leather, and wood resin. I'd say I can understand pretty much everything being there. Maybe not the leather so much. But imagine that it's all very, very subtle, like nothing is really standing out. It's all beautifully blended in just into a classic sort of masculine fragrance. And then Jimbo has given us the notes for I Love a Man in Uniform. Bergamot, menthol, peppermint, lavender, cotton heart, saffron, cotton, oak moss, suede base, amber, leather, patchouli, tonka, and musk. Yeah, so what's my spice? Saffron. Yeah, do you know what? Yes, it is saffron. Although I do feel like there might be a touch of cinnamon or clove. Yeah, it is almost like you took a tiny piece of Baccarat Rouge, put it in there. Don't worry if you hate Baccarat Rouge. It's not all of those woody, dry aroma chemicals, but it feels like maybe the saffron of Baccarat Rouge is kind of in there. So yeah, those notes make sense. Lizzie says, Claire, you need to do the I saw that. I did see that. I thought about it. I thought, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it because I might not get around to it. But I did see that video. Go and check out Lizzie's Fandabidozy tag video. And I think John started it. I haven't seen John's. Or no, did John start it? Or John was asked to do it? I don't know, John, maybe you can clarify the situation so that I don't get sued by anyone, because we don't want that happening again. Was it our Jackie? I wondered if it was our Jackie that started it. So the questions were created by Jackie. You didn't sound like a div. I enjoyed the video. So Jackie had an idea for a video because she's sick of the same old lists. I am sick of the same old lists as well, as I'm trying not to do them. Jackie says, didn't care for the bubble bath from Maison Margiela either. Lizzie said, I liked it for about 5 minutes and then went off it. Michael McDermott, is this what it's like getting your eyelashes done? I am not sure I understand where you're going with that. Is this British Fragcom? Are you here to troll me, or are you being nice? If you're nice, you can stay. Lizzie says the names of these are great. Yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm done. I am now covered in perfume, which is great. Yeah, I really like pretty much all of them. For me personally, the ones I would wear is Star Child, the Great Washed. I want to call it the Great Unwashed. Point POV fingers at your eyes. Oh, is it because I'm doing, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, just got a couple more lashes to do. You all right, my love? You've been on holiday? Anywho, yeah, I am done. Thank you everyone for joining me. Let me know if you end up trying any of these. Do let me know. You can chuck it in the comments here or message me on Instagram or something. I would love your opinions on these perfumes. I think they are they're a hidden gem, and they're well worth checking out, especially because they are such good price points and they're so affordable to sample like this. So yeah, I think all these samples cost about 25 quid. So yeah, really good. So thank you everyone. I see you all saying thank you and goodbye. I really appreciate you being here, and I will catch you all very soon. Bye. Don't know how to stop it. Up here, I think.